Well, no intro here. We are just diving right in. And instead of the intro, I'm going to let this loop play for a minute because I think this loop is way more important than any intro could be. So I'm just going to kind of sit here for a minute and get prepared here while some people file in. And once we got an audience here, we can kind of dig into the show here a little bit. Just for the record, let me move this just a tad bit while we're kind of waiting here. I want you to be able to see the date here. Hello, folks in the chat. Sorry there's no intro tonight. You're all cheering, yay! Probably no more intros for a while. Behind the scenes, I've had so many strikes. I can't tell you guys. I've been pushing the limits for so long, and I don't get recommended because I because I violate the rules so much. But there's your date, February 11th, 2024. All right, there you go. So I'm gonna just kind of let that roll for a minute. Oh, I see some people filing in. Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming by tonight. Thank you for spending some of your time here at this show. We have a lot of important stuff to cover. All right. This is going to be a long show. I got a lot of important information for you guys. The intros dig into the time. It's just frustrating. I've been violating YouTube rules for eons here, and I'm trying to get more views to get out there and get recommended. So, a little change up for the moment here. Anyways, while people are filing in, there's your loop playing. Here's your date as well down here, February 11th, 2024. You can see the proton event at the very beginning here, still kind of underway. We had that spire area over here that I said to watch out for. And then we had this event. And look over here on the red side as well. When this thing emerges, see the dark red center to it, or the dark patch, the round central circular dark patch. And when we go through this frame by frame here, you're gonna see the little moons, and it almost looks like the Death Star of one frame. Anyways, I see some people filing in here finally. Cindy and Hopkinson and Michelle. All right. And then I saw Max is here. And there's people lurking. You guys are lurking in the background, not joining in the chat. That's okay. No pressure here. All right, everybody start enjoying your chat there while I go off on the background here. I like lurking too. It's so funny. I am all over the place in all kinds of chats, and I don't speak much anymore. I've been banned from so many chats too, and it's just like you don't even know who you're banning, all because I use capital letters. I'm a caps kind of guy. If you knew me, you would understand why. I'm not trying to yell. I'm trying to get your attention. I put out, a statement that is one line across, anyways. What does it matter whether it's in capitals or not? Well, to me, it matters in capitals because I'm not yelling. I am trying to get your attention to see what I typed. It's for your own good. Anyways, enough of chat rooms. You guys in the chat, enjoy the chat room here. Feel free to, have a good time. We don't ban people. You can use caps here. You can pretty much say what you want here. The wrenches are more like a gift to my closest and dearest friends. Okay, so we really don't ban people here. It's pretty hard to offend me. Anyway, so let's get to business here. Boy, I mean, you can see this You can see this, right? It's kind of plain as day right here. See it over here in the red side as well. All right, let's come around to the beginning of the loop. We'll freeze frame it, start going frame by frame. Okay, opening frame 024. We still have a proton storm going on. Is that bright enough? Yeah. All right, anyways, proton storm going on. You see the teardrop effect right here from a previous event. Wait, I gotta close this door. All right, this previous event right here is going on. The tail end of it. We also have another object over here coming out or something. All right. And that's why I titled this planet X, Y, and Z, because there's more than just one planet out there rotating around doing this. And it's more than just three, X, Y, and Z. I just kind of titled that because there's more than just one. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. You see this big blast coming out of the region with the spire, okay? Boom. Even this little object squirting out the side, something here. Our main object, I think maybe right in there. Well, there might be multiple ones. One here, one there. This thing has a friggin' smiley face on it with its tongue sticking out. All right, this is too much. I gotta zoom in on this. Where'd it go? How come it was right here? What the heck? All right, well, central object looks to be right here. You can even see the little spire reaching off. There's a round core right here. Magnetic field, almost maybe two of them side by side, making a bigger field. Something right. It's hard to describe. Come over here and look for yourself. There's a lot going on right there. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me get that little smiley face again. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, yeah, it's there. All right. Right here has two eyes, little ears sticking up, a nose. It's smiling with its tongue out. Here, we're going to zoom in because this, you have to tilt your head to the right about maybe 20 degrees. Here, and then we'll get it centered. Right there. See the tongue sticking out, nose, two eyes, two ears. There we go. Spiritual events are going on, you guys. All right. It's not a coincidence. Anyway, now as I back out, watch how it's kind of blended in with the well, now that you see it, you can't unsee it, but as I back out, it kind of blends in with the CME right there. You see around curvature, obviously some kind of object right in that region or whatever's going on there. All right, like I said, come over here and take a look for yourself. That was frame 4 of 78. All right, or at 125. If you want to come over and look at this, inspect it closer yourself, you saw something else, you want to come over and look, come look. I dare you. I dare you. Because I know there's more going on. Hey, there's Jimmy. All right. Welcome, Jimmy. All right. So there's that frame. We're at frame 4. Okay. Let's proceed. As this moves on out. Here, let's go right there. Yeah. Gee, I wonder what's going on there. All kinds of plasma out in front of it, too. You see the instrumentation reacting to it. Perfectly round spheroid, boom. The bow shock, kind of, the wake falling behind it there. Can we go? Oh, I know what we can do while we're zoomed in here. I want to go to this next frame here. Sorry about that, you guys. But you can see some of the plasma is still kind of draped around the side of it here. But here's your round central core. It's got this bow shock on it. What I want to try to do is dim this a tad bit. There we go. Now maybe you guys can see this pointed bow shock right there. All right, there's obviously an object there with the magnetic field that has a bow shock on it that's interacting with plasma. Oops, not that way, this way. All right, so there's your object there. Let me pull back out a little bit here so we can get back to the buttons. All right, oops. So, boom, we have that object moving out. Planet W, okay? So there's planet W, or I don't know, Q, R, S, whichever you want. And then here comes here comes planet X, or whatever we'll call this one. You can see it right here. Also, this event squirting out faster than this one's moving out. This is like a slow, long duration one. But look at this shot right here. We got to just make a poster out of this thing. Gee, wonder what's going on there. Here, we'll go in for the kill. Ready? Ba-boom. You can see the backside of the object. Okay, you can see the stuff flowing, the plasma flowing over it, the wake coming off of it, even plasma out in front of it, this little bow shock, where plasma is dammed out in front of it. There's another moon right here that's trailing with this. Whoops. My bad. Trying to keep this in frame here for you guys. Looks like there's all kinds of UFOs along with it. See them all? Well, I don't know. That might be still part of the proton storm, but sometimes these things have like a little parade of UFOs or an escort coming with them that I rarely talk about, but I'll let you be the judge. You come over here. Try it out. All right. See how this connection right here still as it comes out? Yeah, we can't for sure say these are UFOs because it's during a proton storm. But you can make out this little dark patch right in there. That's this little moon that's going along with it. There we go. Maybe something like that. Ooh. Almost looking like Jupiter with the spot on it, huh? And the stripes. Okay. We'll back out a little bit so we can God, find these buttons again. What are they? Oh, well. Let's just kind of keep going through that. Well, it kind of scoots. I'll just keep scooting back and forth. All right, it's moving out of frame right there. All right, quite the event. All right, there we go. Let me back out of this now so we can use the buttons and quit doing all the sliding. But what's some great shots right there, huh? Something for a poster on NASA's wall or something. Over here, you can clearly see here. We'll zoom in on that side too. Well, you can clearly see the round. No, you can't. See this black line right here, this round curvature on the back side here? Now, we'll go like this a little bit. There's something in here as well. It's not as easy to see as this one. This one is just so crystal clear. All right, by now you can start to make out this little moon right here. Let me, whoa. Sorry, I'm trying, it's either zooming in and out or just kind of doing it frame by frame like this. All right, here we go. There's a good shot of it right there. You can see the plasma trailing off the top of it. See the front of it. You can make out this little moon. It looks to be maybe 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. Come over here. I'll let you be the judge of that. All right, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, let's back out of this because we got so much more to go. All right, so we go forward past that event. We have this event still going on over here, something else sneaking out there, and then back to the beginning here. All right, so let me start that loop again. You guys get it down real quick. Boom. You see all the activity. Planet X, Planet Y, Planet Z. Shit, we got the whole alphabet. Let's take a look at that for a second while I... Oh, Lord. Give him strength. All right, let's move on over here to Solar Ham because what we're about to talk about is not going to be easy. Give him strength, Lord. Yeah, let's just dive on in, shall we? Whoops, no, I don't want to do that. Go back here. Stay right where you were. I want to zoom in on this. I don't want the other chart. I like this nice colorful one right here. All right. As you can see, another strong M flare. This one, Earth facing again, came out of region 3576 again, right in our face again. These CMEs are actually catching up to each other and are going to what they call cannibalize each other. They don't literally eat each other, they combine, and we might get one big wave of energy that could be a little bit stronger or a lot stronger and last a little bit longer. We'll see here, but I almost called this this video train wreck because when you watch in the endless spiral, you'll see these CMEs catching up to each other, stacking up, and then kind of all arriving at the same time. And I pray that we're ready to take that on. All right, so here we are. Note that this isn't red anymore, but the X flare potential is still 20%. Okay. We're still in the middle of an absorption event. Let me do it properly, Ryan. All right. Over here, February 12th, a G1 magnetic storm on the 13th is when they're expecting this possibly combined thing. CME's coming together at once for a G2 level storm on the 13th, another G1 residual probably on the 14th. So watch out. This might even be stronger than a G2. We'll see what happens. This latest flare right here is a 6.5. All right. It came out of this 3576. I don't know if they have an updated thing on it because it was pretty recent. Hello again, folks. Solar activity since the M9 solar flare yesterday evening has been a little quieter. Nope. Anyways, here's your auroras. We had some yellow in this when this bulge was more shifted over to this side. Okay, there was some yellow bands in there, which kind of brought our KP index up a little bit. If you look here, it was way up there, slowly coming back down. All right, but we did have this little right here. It came down, but went back up again. Had a little impact, and now it's kind of leveling off again, bracing for what we're about to get. Let's open up this tracker now, and let's do some tracking. All right, this isn't showing anything, but this is the one we need to see. So give it just a sec here to load up, get the movie going and everything. I love you all. I wish you understood how much I love you guys. All right, let's get this going. I'm going to explain another vision type dream thing that happened. All right, let me get this center just right. I want not too bright, but bright enough to see it. Is that better? Maybe we should just get up close and friendly. All right, bear with me as we get a little closer to position 2 here. Yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. This one, the second one, and the third one right there, it froze. See how they all stack up at the moment they reach Earth? Okay. I wanted to call this train wreck because much like a train wreck, say the engine stops, all the box cars behind it stack up, an accordion type effect. There's actually 4 waves right there combining. Yeah, it looks strong. Yes, I think it looks pretty strong too. Anyways, we're going to let that sit for a minute and let you guys kind of absorb that. This 1, 2 with the 3 with the big one combining all 4 of them together. All right. That's going to be quite the impact. We might have instead of G2, maybe G3 or 4. Who knows? All right. But you see, a lot of this energy went south of the planet. This is the north-south of it. But we're still in the middle of the whole wave once it all comes together. A very, well, let's just say kind of disturbing how this is panning out. It might, we might thread the needle again there. Watch closely how this north-south well, we'll see when it happens. All right. According to this, impact on the 13th. All right. Say all 3 satellites are, or these two satellites are pretty close to the Earth now. So all three getting impact at the same time right there. Boom. On early on the 13th. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind when we get to the 13th on the weather report. Okay, so big blast of inbound energy due to arrive the 13th. Bam. All right. You know how important inbound energy is when it hits the planet. All right. These guys in their articles saying, hey, if we could just get an Earth directed CME, we could get some good Aurora shots. Well, I hope they get some good Aurora shots because it might be their last. If they only understood how this works. And they report on this stuff. It's like it came out of one of these articles. It came from this website, I think. And it's like, no, that would not be good. But that's why I'm teaching you guys, so you can teach them when they don't listen to me or believe me. Boy, imagine if this was happening to you and nobody believed you. You had all this instrumentation from scientists and they still wouldn't believe you. Oh, boy. All right, well, good thing I got my little family here. You guys are awesome, by the way. All right, so one last little good look at this. Oh, absorption layer. Let's just pull this open. Here's your spike. Right now, it's still red at the bottom. Has been for a couple of days now. It's better. It's blue up top now. That's a little bit better. But there was this spike. So I got the D region movie over here. Let me load that up and we'll check out our D region movie. Because I'm a stickler for absorption, right? Are you absorbing what I'm laying down? Good. All right. I could fast forward this, but I want you to guys just to kind of watch this whole last, 8-hour loop or something before we pinpoint it on the exact event. I want you to notice the red still going on, how the blue now is lighter blue. You see flaring, kind of, not flaring, but intensification, flaring up. And then comes along our event, our latest M flare. Yep, we already took absorption from an M flare. Another absorption event after another event. All right, we don't need any more of this. We don't need any more of this. This is going on too long. We don't need any more of this. And what's on its way? Never mind. What's on its way? Yeah, the endless spiral, the big wave of energy. So when that hits, this planet is going to react. I don't have to tell you how. You guys here at this channel understand how. Let's see. Hopefully they have something updated here. Unexpected CME impact. Huh? Unexpected? A CME hit Earth's magnetic field on February 11th. The unexpected impact jolted a USGS magnetometer in Boulder, Colorado, but it did not trigger a geomagnetic storm. This may have been the overdue CME from the M-class flare on February 6th. Remember we were talking about the one on February 6th, supposed to arrive on the 9th? Maybe it was just a tad bit slower, because sometimes these things don't go 3 days. Sometimes they travel faster than 3 days. Sometimes the long duration ones take longer to get here sometimes. So unexpected for them. We were expecting this impact. It just arrived a little later. They're not patient. We're going to talk about patience and waiting tonight in the spiritual report, too. You guys will love it. I know you hate patience, but you'll love this one. All right, Earth-directed solar flare and CME AR-35-6 erupted. This is the other one. This is the old one. This is this first. We just had another one, just similar to this, a little smaller in size, but heading our way. Radiation from the flare in the Earth's atmosphere. I think that's all the same. Here's this endless spiral. All right, showing their impact. They don't have the other CMEs out in front of it. This is just the daily updated one. So, although the majority of the CME will pass north of Earth, a significant fraction of the cloud is on the Earth-Sun line. This impact could spark G1 to G2 class geomagnetic storms. All right, well, G2, hold on, we might see G3 or even possibly 4. Because you got to remember, this energy is combined. The density of this wave will be pretty dense, I believe, because you got 3-4 CMEs stacked on top of each other. It's like just like the train wreck. You got the locomotive, but now you got 4 cars that are accordioned behind it, all coming in as one mass. It's going to hit harder than just the one car or the one locomotive. It's going to be has more kinetic energy. Let's just put it that way. An asymmetric halo CME. Let's just see what this is showing here. Oh. All right, let's move on. We did get the Schumann resonance back, but got some bad news. The good news is it loads up. Bad news, missing data. But we're back online, and at least we can see a small green line. It's a 7.83. It's weak, but it's there. Whew. And for right now, can imagine why this is missing. Okay, the instrument was down. I couldn't hit the site or whatever. So maybe their instrumentation, their device went down, whatever. This is a Russian site. Okay, so maybe they just stopped sending us data. Maybe there was something there that was a little bit too much to show you. Because see the activity that was happening just before? It looked like it's quieted down, but we had another wave of energy come in. I was expecting to see some pretty good grinding, screeching in this time zone right around here. Probably so much that it affected the instrument and knocked it out, possibly. Anyways, at least it's back, and we can see these last couple of hours here. Let me get a refresh on that. Make sure we get every last little bar. Oh, good. I'm glad I did. Yeah, see, we get a little bit more here. That's all I'm really worried about for the moment. The instrument's back, and we're not in a grinding event. That also indicates we had a relief of pressure, and our core dynamo is still functioning well. In fact, I think, please, can we have this, Lord? Yeah. It took me forever to get this back up. But this is a good display. The Earth's magnetic field is the like a donut shaped. All right, it has your magnetic field bands out there. They all come and they meet up at the poles. Right, this is where you see your aurora activity and stuff. This energy transfers down into the core. Is that too bright? It looks too bright on my camera. Anyways, we'll get into this a little bit more here. Just play this for a second. All right. Hopefully it's picking up. You see how this magnetic field lines go right through the core right here? Here's the core and the shell around it. This spinning inside this generates electricity. It's like a dynamo. It's like the little motor, electric motor that you have in a remote control, any kind of little car or whatever. Your basic little electric motor. If you put put it on a battery, a positive and a negative, that motor will spin, right? Well, if you take those electrodes off the battery and you physically take your fingers and rotate the axle of that motor, rotate it manually by hand, you will generate a little electricity that would come out backwards out the wires. All right. It's the same effect. When that's spinning inside there, it generates the magnetic field. All right. That's what's causing our magnetic field is this dynamo, the core spinning inside this semi-molten shell creates an electromagnetic field that protects the earth. All right. So this energy that hits the field protects it from hitting the planet. All right. It's protecting us on the surface, but it hits the field, sometimes gets directed, not all the time, but sometimes, a lot of the time, gets directed to the poles. The poles send it right to the core. And when this core swells, this swells as well. And they grind at the barrier right there. And that's what's causing the screeching, the grinding events in our Schumann, because it's grinding right here at this core because of all the energy coming in. That's why I don't like absorption. All right. The more we take in, the more it squeezes down on this dynamo and weakens the magnetic field. You're like squeezing down on the engine, or the engine's seizing up. The more energy we take, the weaker our field is. The weaker our field is, the more energy it absorbs. It's like a runaway train type effect. All right, so where were we now? Back here, Schumann. All right, so we're not grinding right now. Our field is up. It looks to be semi-stable, not super strong, but it's there. Thankfully, it's there. Okay. Moving on. We have too much brine. Just go. Okay, here we come over to null school, and boy, here we go over at null school. Here's your sub-vortex. It has increased in strength, more organized, not such the conveyor belt effect anymore. Pretty much most of its energy is wrapping up into a vortex, all right? Inbound magnetic fields affect our magnetic field. This is up at the region where magnetic fields interact and kind of mess with our polar vortex. These subvortexes could possibly be caused by these other planetoids passing by. Their magnetic field, even though it's maybe, say 250,000 miles away, the distance to the moon. All right, it could be still close enough if it has strong magnetic field to induce this up at these higher elevations up here. Okay, up where our planet conducts electricity as well. So as we drop down, all right, no. All right, first of all, let's take a look at this vortex. It's very well organized, very strong. Same with the sub-vortex. It's getting more organized. It's very strong. It's got red almost all the way around it. I would expect to see this fill in red. I mean, it's already pretty much there, but of course, this will fill in. This will probably get a little bit more organized here, all right? And it's going to shift the polar vortex and change the weather as well. So... oh, how do we explain this? So, there's the eyes. Ooh, you are getting dizzy. All right, so now see how this polar vortex is pushed down to the Black Sea. Oh, sorry about that. Almost to the Mediterranean here. All right, so the the subvortex affects the main one, shunts it this way, all right? And now it's affecting this region of the planet. You see the inflow coming off the Pacific, or off the Atlantic, sorry, actually coming all the way from back here across the US. The inflow for this is actually the tail is dragging across the US and guiding some of our flow here. But as we go down layers now, you see we're at the very top here. Let's go down to the layer in between the vortex layer and the upper jet. This is the layer in between, and you can see how the vortex is still streaming stuff right across the country. Boom, more straight line across than such a big dip like this, right? Now, when we drop down, watch how this changes a little bit, but still correlates with your upper jet stream. Go back. It doesn't look like it does much, but this is how it affects your upper jet stream now and induces these flows. Here we have moist air coming across from the Pacific, right across Mexico, across the Gulf, and blending in with this colder air that's dipped down and come up, all right? Even though the polar vortex in that layer doesn't have the dip down, it does at this layer. And it's also splitting up here, going up north. You can see all the flow. I don't need to sit here and spell it out for you. I will let that sit there for a minute. You understand? Look at this vortex picking up moisture and adding it into this hot cocktail area. Not going to be good. Let's go into it. It's this purple stripe going right up through Texas, Louisiana, right through that area. I'm going to take this, put it right there, and then we're going to drop down. Oh, that's your lower jet. There's your upper jet. Sorry, I skipped it. There's your upper jet. Let me go to the correlation again here. The mid layer to your upper jet. See this flow coming off the Pacific, dipping down, getting to Hawaii, down into the subtropics here, and then taking that moist air. Look at this little generator here that's bringing colder air, mixing it with this. This is going to be a very dangerous mix. That's the upper jet. Here's your lower jet, okay? You see this mix right there that we were just looking at? You come down to this, all right? Another one brewing, another one brewing, another one brewing. We got this thing brewing. It's just so complex right now, and any little added energy, magnetic field adjustment change to our polar vortex can change this all really quick. So it's really hard to figure out. Our models are doing the best they can to keep up. This is what I'm saying. All right, I wanted to go to the particulates now real quick. Put it on the sand and bring you on over to still currently ongoing massive sandstorm plume that's reaching across the Atlantic and basically taking a big dump on South America here. See all this plume just going bam, landing right in South America. So we still have massive sandstorm. Something wrong here. This is out of season. All right. Also, when a passing magnetic field interacts with the Earth, all right, fine particulates that are more conductive of static electricity, especially fine-grained sand, will be induced up off the ground. They're a little bit, not lighter. Well, they're more induced by a passing magnetic field. Okay? I think you can understand why they also conduct their electricity too. Sand is silicon that we use in our chips. So that static electricity kind of lifts sand. Sand becomes statically charged. So any other magnetic charge will lift more sand up off the ground. I have a feeling maybe our objects that are out there, their magnetic fields are interacting with ours, causing a sandstorm in the wintertime. Chemicals, SO2. Remove the wind and let's look at the pressure around the area. And mind you, this is SO2. This is sulfur dioxide. This isn't the best gas to be breathing. You know, it smells like rotten eggs. Let me brighten this up for a true color reading. Oh, yeah. All right. Just trying to be as fair as possible here. I'm not trying to overdo it. You can see the split right down the country. Bam, going right through Texas. Is God speaking or what with the weather? Look at this. All right. Well, besides the divided nation, we have pressure building over in this region here. This region here, huh? And it's pretty dark. Okay, so a lot of pressure building. You can see the bays now here. So you guys familiar with this area? You can see Lake Erie here, or can make out where that's at. All right, still regions over here on the Pacific coast along the Cascades, kind of lightened up a little bit. Let's go take a peek here at Hawaii. Look here, not necessarily main island here, but here at Oahu, this plume is darkened up here at Oahu. So we got some pressure built up here. See how it's covering almost the whole island now? So we have some pressure building up here at the hub of the wheel. And now that's where we've been having these earthquake swarms, not here at Oahu, but it's just right next door here. All right. This is where the pressure's coming out in the middle of the Pacific plate there. All right. So here we go into China. This is where they got some really big issues. And you can see it dark in this region here. Let's go down Java. So still darker at this end, a little lighter there, but pressure maybe still kind of the same. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. Europe seems to have like filled in and kind of darkened in through this region right through in here. Also, let's go over to this coast of South America. This purple streak at the bottom, it's pretty dark down here. So pressure is built up. All right. Where's our fulcrum point? Ooh, it's shifted. This was the spot that was usually really dark, and this one was a little lighter. If we look, this one, the pressure shifted kind of more to this spot right here now. See? But still pretty dark right there. It's not black, so I would still kind of leave it 6 to 7 in that region. But I'm still expecting more pressure to build up. We're going to see. It seems to be that we're seeing more volcano effects than earthquakes effects. The earthquake effect that we're seeing from built up pressure is almost a stabilizing and a distribution of equal size, equal magnitude quakes. So let's move on. Did we cover everything here? SO4? No, no SO4 tonight. Okay, let's move on. Earthquakes. I got it set on all magnitudes now. I think from now on we're going to have to start doing quakes with all magnitudes because a lot of the little quake swarms get bypassed. While we're in the middle here, let's just dive into Hawaii so we don't forget it. I've had a very, very preoccupied mind. So much going on. I'm sure you have too. All right, I'm trying to lighten this up because I can't see the colors on my screen. All right, anyways, this is our current quake right here. It's in red, 2.3 down at a depth of 2. Most of these are smaller quakes, 2 to mid-range 2. A little flurry down at this end. We had that 6.1 to 6.3 to 5.7, whatever they're going to label it. But a big quake here yesterday. And this is a region that's been releasing a lot of energy and possible volcano activity when we see this. We even have one out here. This is a little odd to be on this side of the island. The progression of these islands has always been kind of in this direction, so we would expect the next seamount to be out here in front, and we've seen a lot of activity out in the water here. But to have something back here is a little different. That's a 3.2. It almost tells me that, like, you see this little canal like this where lava has been flowing. Maybe it's backed up here and can't release, and all of a sudden we're seeing energy getting backed up and having quakes back here. That's what that looks like to me, to tell you the truth. Anywho, a 3.2. All right, and you can see the little quake swarm that's going on in Hawaii. So, back to our regular report. Nothing deep right here at this region, but over on this plate boundary, we got 5.0 down to 54. Over on this plate boundary, we got a 5.4 down at 140. As we go up the system, very quiet through here. We have down below here, just before Java, a 4.6 down at 10. As we come up this side of the system here, that same 4.6 energy down at 118 right here. And then our new weak spot, please, Lord, right here. Our new little weak spot where we had that big quake in a swarm about a month or so ago. We have a 5.4 right there down at a depth of 35. That energy, that's our little potential weak spot for a big quake. All right. We'll watch it closely. 4.7 down at 10. Nothing at the fulcrum point here or around this, but I think it's because it came out there. Very quiet up both sides of this, past Japan. All right. But up here, out in this plateau area, a 4.1. And this is an area known for some deep quakes. If you look, this one's down at 504. Sometimes these deep quakes are in this little pit area right here. So I believe the ones I've seen in this area are more like 3 to 200, and the deeper ones were kind of more in this area. So to have a 504 depth, even though it's just a 4.1, I'm more looking at the depth on this one and in the location of it. It's an odd quake. It's just a diverse quake. You've been watching for the last few months now. It's been very quiet in this region. So it's up to you. I'll let you make your decision. But to me, this is an odd quake. If it were down in this region, it would be okay. It would be like, hey, I haven't seen that in a long time. But to have this depth, this deep away from the pit, kind of tells me energy maybe backed up this way too. We'll see. But another area, a deep quake like this could cause another quake bigger at the surface, or we might see a little quake swarm come out of this region later on. Okay. An area to watch now because it's right before the garden hose. It's right before this kink right here. what I call the garden hose. Sometimes the energy that's traveling up here and tries to make it over reduces at this point because it's such an abrupt 90-degree angle. Turn your head to the right, that's a 90-degree angle right there. So a lot of that energy gets lost trying to make it over this fulcrum point, and it gets a lower magnitude when we get over on this side. But here we have 4.3, 4.8 out of these volcanoes out here. What's this other one? Give me that one. A 3.8 right out at this little spot. Coming in, going over the fulcrum point. Never mind that one. But coming in here, bypassing all these fulcrum points on the Juan de Fuca, and really delivering right here where these three come together with your 2.6, 2.0, 1.8, 1.6. There's little activity going on here. They're not big ones, but it's a sign that that activity is building up. Now, right south of that, come here, you. The geysers here is another quake swarm area. All right, there we go. You can see we've had 3 recently. That means pressure is delivering at the surface right now. They're small, 0.9, 1.1. Most of these are all small, but that's releasing energy. That's indication of a weak area right there. And a spot where we'll see, more quakes. 2.3 there at Canistoga. Here's this spot again. It's only a 1.8, but we keep having activity at this spot right here on the San Andreas, right on the San Andreas here, out in the water, just off the Golden Gate here. If we were to have a big quake in this weak spot right here, yeah, I'm not going to say it, but you understand. A region to watch now, okay? It's just, it's nothing big, but it alerts me as to we got to be prepared and just kind of watch what happens here. See this energy going right down the fault line, bing, 1.1 on either side here with 1.4s. Back up here a little further inland, 0.8s. But what I'm trying to show you is, what's this topographically? There's some rugged mountains right there. Possible another site that we might see a little flurry of small quakes. Another one right here on the San Andreas, 1.2. All right. Over here by Malibu, it quieted down, but there was a 1.5 there. It just shows that it still has potential to be active, right? Nothing to, get all freaked out about, but the potential to be active. Potential to be active here. 1.8. See all these quakes around the LA basin right here? All right, let's move on to more important stuff. I think that was about it. Little stuff over in Texas. We all know the reasoning for this. Help me, Lord. I keep zooming and clicking, and the audience is probably getting dizzy. Down here, 5.4. That's that same 5.4 energy we saw on the opposite side over here, transferred across, just off the fulcrum point. Here's one on the other side of the mountains. These have a tendency to be deep sometimes, not this time, but a 4.7. And then out here on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, we got 5.5 energy, all right? So this is an indicator of pressure coming up through this scar on the planet. This is a big zipper that's been zipped up. Ooh, new one here in Texas. 3.8 just happened in Texas. But again, this is where you see pressure releases along this weak spot. This is like the path of least resistance. Magma, nickel, everything comes up out of this unzipper here and builds builds plate that goes in either direction. Good to see some energy at least come out of there. Oh, over here. Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. We've had one here at Sumatra, a 4.2 down at 169, but this one up here, just off of our fulcrum point, usually they're a little further out here. These mountains are so dense and compacted, we see our energy release just outside of that range. But every once in a while, we do see along this plate boundary right here, quakes along here. We saw them up on this plateau here before and running down this area. We've even seen some on this side. But I want you to look at these compression ridges right here as this plate is, sitting like this, and this plate's pushing this way, all right? And almost like snow in front of a blade, you start to see these little wrinkles build up, all right? This is a lot of pressure in this region on this fault line right here. And now right here, we're having a 5.0 just off of the fulcrum point here. So 5.0 energy creeping up the system. Don't be surprised to see something of equal magnitude. It might bypass this. We might get it here in the middle here. But you might see a fulcrum point quake around that 5 magnitude, something, maybe 2 4.5s. They're always a double quake up here for some reason. Even stuff up here in China. See where my little thing is? Try not to use my hand too much and block the view. But anyways, just north of the Gobi Desert up here, we might see something. Energy will come through here. We have a smaller quake here, 3.3 at Turkey, and then there was one here at Greece. Where did that go? Give me this. 1 day, all magnitude. Oh, it'd have to be in the 7 day. Anyways, there was a small little 3 something, I think it was, out there. Nothing to really write home about. So pressure is finally getting released in this area a little bit as well. And that's it for our quake report. Getting on over to volcanoes. Smash through this. Alrighty. Come on now. Bordeaux at 88. No, thank you. Let's just start off here with the 11th. All right. Volcano activity the 11th. Santa Guido, Fuego, Popo, Semeru, Ibu, Marapi, probably. Ibu, still going pretty tall for this volcano at 9,000 feet, okay? Luatobi, a moderate pyroclastic flow occurred from the volcano yesterday. It raced down the flank, likely through the northwestern ravine. So pyroclastic flow out of that one. Semeru, 14,000 foot blast. Marapi, a 12,000 foot blast out of Marapi. Popo had one to 20,000 feet. Explosive activity continues. Washington warned about a volcanic ash plume that rose up to an estimated 20,000 feet. Santa Guido had one to 15,000 feet. Fuego had a blast to 14,000. Nevada del Ruiz. We're talking about this one hopping on the list. To what number? Oh, yeah, 24,000 feet. Sabancaya in Peru, so big it was unable to detect. No, it just says unable to detect. Currently erupting, Bizamani, Ducono, Ebico, Erebus, Erdaale, Fuego, Ibu, Krakatau. Don't forget about Krakatau. Still going off in the Sunda Strait there. Luatobi, Luatolo, Marapi, Messiah, Merapi, Michael in the South Sandwich Islands. Sorry, let me go. Niragongo, Popocatépetl, Reventador, Recahanas. Okay, waking up. Eruption ended but it's still on the active list. Sabankaya, Sakurajima, Sangay, Santa Guido, Semiru, Shivaluj up in the Kimchakna, Stromboli, Suanosijima, Villarica, Yasur. And then over on this side, let's just go back up. Ulawan, I was reading about this one. It's still a sleeper, but don't forget about it. Ubinus is going, possibly getting ready. Recon de Vieja, that should be over there, I think. What was the other one I wanted to talk about? Nevada del Ruiz should be over there. Let me open that up real quick here. Please, I wanted to read this article. Nevada del Ruiz on the 12th, 19,000 feet, the 11th, 24,000. All right, so a little drop. From the 11th to the 12th, we've dropped from 24 to 19. But it's still minor activity erupting 3 out of 5. Minor activity when it's had 2 blasts in the last 2 days, one up to 24,000 feet. I'd say that's a little bit more than minor activity. That is erupting. Anyways, the reason why I wanted to point that out is because it should have been on the active list. And now I've jammed it up. Come on, Lord, please free up this article so we can just move on. Yes, thank you, Lord, for answered prayer. Something else I wanted to try. Ooh, is it gonna just... Oh. 10 seconds here. Bear with us while this thing refreshes or does what it's doing here. Anyways, we got a lot of volcano activity, higher blasts. Come on now. Erase all my stuff. Anyways, higher blasts, higher altitudes, changing sometimes. You see them increasing in elevation from like 19 to 20, but then back down to 19. Those are your swells in pressure as wave after wave comes in from the sun. We absorb it. You see the reactions, it relieves the pressure, but then another round hits us and pressure builds again, and then it reduces. Come on, Google, let's go. Anyways, I'm just waiting for this to respond at the moment here. Wonderful. We have AI and all this wonderful technology, and I can't get Google to respond, huh? Anyways, bear with me. Just be patient for a minute. I got some more valuable information coming here. And if we have to, we would just start over again. But in the meantime, I got some serious stuff to read to you. And maybe this is the time I will share this vision, this other vision that I've had that, has ended up being kind of a long series of nightmares and dreams as well. So before I tell it, I don't want to kind of tell it because some people, it might get stuck in your head, and I don't want it stuck in your head. So this is something I had to go through a lot of therapy for, and still really have never had any real results from any therapist or anything like that. Why is this taking so long? Come on. Anyways, it's called Trainwreck, all right? And what happens is I'm at the top of this hill looking down at the train tracks and an intersection with the road. And sitting in the intersection on the train tracks is a white car. But I'm so far up on the hill that I can see it's in a little valley. This little street that crosses the train tracks is in like a secluded little valley, and there's hills on each side, and the train comes out of one tunnel, goes across the small little valley, the intersection, and back into another tunnel. So the train's only exposed between one tunnel and the other for a very short while in between the two tunnels. And I'm looking down from the hill above up here. I'm standing up here looking down here at the train tracks and this little road going across and a car sitting on the tracks. All right. And from up here, I can see the train coming to go enter the first tunnel. Then it'll exit that tunnel, come across the valley, hit the car, and go into the next tunnel. So I look down, I see the car is sitting on the tracks, and it's very disturbing. I see the train coming, and I run down to warn the people, hey, you guys are sitting on the train tracks, and there's a train coming, just like any normal person would, right? And, well, now that this is back, I don't know if I should finish the story. I'll save it for the spiritual report. But you guys get the setup. I'm on top of the hill with a higher vantage point. I can see the train coming off in the distance, and I see a car sitting on the tracks. And I want to run down the hill and warn them that there's a train coming. All right, just like anybody else would. And then we'll finish that up here once we get out of this volcano report. Can I please just open up the weather, Lord? Can we have the weather? Yeah, I'm just going to try opening up the weather page. See if we can get out of this volcano page. So many ads on this site or whatever. It's hard to use my computer with this page open. You can see how much it stacks up, bogs up, whatever, especially when we're having a geomagnetic storm. That doesn't help either. Come on, give me the weather, Lord. Anyways, I guess while we're waiting here, back to the story. So, sitting on top of this mountain, I look down, I see the car on the tracks. I run down there to warn the people that there's a train coming. As I get down to the car, they're sitting on the tracks, and I start to pound on the window because they have all the windows rolled up. There's 4 people sitting in a 4-door car with all their windows rolled up, dead center on the tracks. One front tire's on one side of the tracks, back tire's on the other side of the tracks, just ready to get T-boned. Why they're sitting there, I don't understand, but they're across the tracks. We got a train coming. I run down there. I start to pound on the window. Hey, 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 there's a train coming. And they're all on their phones. They're all looking down at their phones. And I'm like, hey, hey, pounding, trying to get their attention. But only one person will react. It's the guy in the back seat behind the driver. And I get his attention. He looks up and I go, hey, you're sitting on the train tracks. There's a train coming. Why can't I just get a refresh on this page? Anyways, there's a train coming. And this sense of urgency of wanting to warn them, but I really can't get their attention. All right. And then the dream ends. All right. And I wake up in a cold sweat. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's really the anxiety of knowing what's coming here, understanding it's really, why is this? Can we X out of this or something? Can I have my computer back? All right. Anyways, standing here on top of the hill, every time it starts, the dream starts, the vision, it was all started from a vision that was in the sweat box again. For some reason, being in that hot environment, sweating profusely, just focusing on your breathing and being in that kind of environment, it really makes your mind focus. And I'd had this vision before of the roller coaster, and then this starts happening, this train track vision. And maybe I can X out of this volcano page, please, Lord, please, something, any of these instruments, so we can continue. Anyways, while we're waiting on this, this dream is so real, okay? The sense of urgency that I wake up with is just, it gives you cold sweats, all right? So during therapy, I had to go to, not because of this, I was seeing therapists for all kinds of different wonderful things. But I tried to tell my therapist this, and each time I would get into this, they would fall asleep. And I'm like, hey, this is important to me. It's been plaguing me. It's haunting me. I keep having this reoccurring dream. And each time the dream advances more and more. So pretty soon, I run down to the car. I'm banging on the windows. It's the same reaction. Guy looks up. Hey, what? There's a train coming. You need to get off the tracks. And he ignores me, goes back to his phone. Then I'm pounding on the other windows. Nobody else will respond. So I go back over to that guy, pound on his window. He responds again. I go, dude, there's a train coming. You need to get off the tracks. I can see the light coming through the tunnel. I can hear the train whistle, but they can't. And I'm like, come on, react, look up, please. There's a train coming. Why is this not opening? I guess because I'm in the middle of my story. This finally, I'm trying to talk to the doctor about this. They keep ignoring it, keep falling asleep during the story. I'm like not getting through to the doc. Meanwhile, I keep suffering from this vision, this dream, reoccurring nightmare. And finally, one day in therapy, the doctor's out cold, and I'm rehashing this dream. And it occurred to me, what are they watching on their phones? I wonder this next time I have the dream, I'm gonna look and see what they're watching on their phones. So, dream comes up. The train's getting closer each time, by the way, in these dreams. Each time the train's getting closer. Before it was off in the distance, now the light's coming, now the light's in the tunnel, now you can see it coming through the tunnel. You know that each dream is getting more and more closer, more desperate. Why is this taking so long? I don't get this instrument tonight is not working or whatever. Anyways, continue with the train wreck here. The the guy keeps ignoring me, and finally, I'm like, hey, you need really? Do I need to X out of everything and just start over? All right, please be patient. Meanwhile, now I get the guy's attention, and he rolls down the window, and I'm like, dude, there's a train coming, there's a train coming. And he'll mock me. Oh, there's a train coming. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Right. There's a train coming. Sure. And then, I come down there the next time, and he's mocking me again. Oh, sure, yeah, sure, there's a train coming. Yeah, right, we're sitting on the tracks. Ha, 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 ha. And then it progresses to when I get down there, like, oh, here comes the train guy again. Oh, guess what? The train coming. Oh, you're sitting on the tracks. Ha, mocking me. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't believe this. Why can't you hear the train coming? And I look, they got earbuds in. Buried in their face, earbuds in, and it finally occurs to me, what is it on their phone that they're watching? What is this that's just so important that they're willing to lose their lives, not even look up for a second to see what I might be warning them about? And I look down, and on their phones, it's going to blow your guys' mind. Guess what they're watching? They're watching YouTube videos of trains hitting cars on intersections. They are watching the very videos that the situation that they're in. That's when it becomes extremely disturbing to me, and I'm begging my doctor, please listen to me. Please listen to me. This story has meaning. There's something to it. It's important. It keeps happening. I got angels and stuff telling me all kinds of crazy stuff, and this wild dream keeps happening. This train is coming. This train is coming down the tracks. It's about to hit, and nobody seems to care. They're all looking away. They're all in their phones. They're all too busy, whatever. And oops, here we go. We're starting to clear some instruments here, and they still can't get anybody's attention. And every time I go down there, oh, here comes the train guy again. Oh, yeah, train coming, ha, ha, ha. And meanwhile, Here they are looking on their cell phones, watching videos of trains smashing into cars sitting on the tracks, the very scenario they're sitting in. Wild, wild stuff. And eventually the train hits the car. In the final dream, the train hits the car, and the look on the face, finally the other three passengers with the fourth guy all finally respond at the same time. The moment of impact, when they felt the jolt, it wasn't until they felt the jolt that their head whipped. They recognized the front end of a train. At the split second, they realized it was right in the middle of the car, that they were sitting on the tracks, that there was a train coming, that guy was trying to, but it was too late. That guy was trying to, and they couldn't finish, tell us, warn us. And I'm still plagued with that. I have the peace of Christ. I get tortured and tormented a lot. But the anxiety I have is from this dream, this vision that's coming true. It's a metaphor for what the situation we are in right now. Now, I hope that doesn't impact you guys too much and you start having said dream, because it'll be very frustrating when people are mocking you when you're trying to help them and warn them. Anyways, very, very full of sense of urgency. My sense of urgency every morning when I wake up is, I don't know, I guess other people don't have it, and I do, or mine's a 14 on the scale of 1 to 10 or something. Where are we going here, Lord? We're going where to read? We're just trying to get to anything besides a jammed up computer, right? Thank you, Lord, for unjamming the computer. Thank you guys for hanging out there. At least we had that story for meantime there. Actually, stay right there, Lord. Now, help this computer with the weather. Forecast now, Amar? Now? Aha, here we go. All right, let's finish this business up real quick. We'll get into the spiritual report. But so many metaphors in that dream for the scenario that is going on right now. And we're all watching movies of the end of the earth, and we're all watching movies of devastation, and we're all watching the very thing that's coming at us. It's the oddest perspective to be able to see from up above, looking down and having a bigger perspective and being able to see what's coming down the pike, what's coming down the tracks, and trying to beat the train down to the intersection and warn the people that are sitting on the tracks. Hey, by the way, you're sitting on the tracks. Did you guys know you're sitting on the tracks? This planet. All right. Let's get her done, son. Back up here. This storm right here is going to be something different now. Current conditions right now, the nighttime of the 11th, we have convection still kind of going off here in Georgia. There were some concerns today of tornadoes, but here's going to be your uptick right here in the morning of the 12th. All right. We're expecting a G1 today on the 12th or whatever. Here. The 12th, G1. Okay, so inbound energy coming on the 12th. This will intensify. We'll probably see some tornadoes tomorrow around this region. These storm fronts are stalling. Some are moving faster. So this general area, not necessarily right where the yellow blob is. Just watch this storm form, and your notes are in pencil. All right, they're erasable, they're changeable. So morning of February 12th, look out. By the noontime, look out. Here at the end of convection, they're not showing a bunch of wild weather or whatever, but something I want to point out: this low is really tight and really configured. This rotation causes tornado activity. This is a low of 995. All right, and here in a minute, where to put them notes? Oh yeah, that's right. So note that number, 995. Anything below that, starting at 994, that barometric pressure is equal to a Category 1 hurricane. So we're just outside Category 1 by the end of convection, February 12th. 992. Okay, this is the noontime of February 12th. It drops to 992, which is inside the threshold of a Category 1 hurricane. All right. The winds are 70 to 95 miles an hour. All right. High winds. You see snow on the backside. If this energy this is going to bombogenesis. It's going to drop in pressure. We're going to see bombogenesis. This thing is going to bomb out. That's the nighttime. Then here, by the morning of February 13th, note the 13th. That's the day we were expecting all three waves to hit at once on the 13th. We are 4 a.m., morning of the 13th, inbound energy with bombogenesis already taking place. This low, give me this a little bit better, my 986, 988. Where's my chart again? That's still inside the threshold of a Category 1. Then that's the morning of the 13th. Right here, 978 millibars. You see how tightly compact that is? Really heavy snow on the backside right there. 978 is inside the threshold of a Category 2 hurricane. All right. The millibars for a Category 2 range from 965 to 979. This is lower than 979, giving this the power of a Category 2 hurricane. The winds, we're talking onshore storm surge. This rotating this way, you're going to have storm surge on the top part of this coming in. It drops to 972 or 978 by there, which is still within the threshold of a Category 2 hurricane. All right. It's not a hurricane. It's a nor'easter bomb cyclone. But right here, this is 986, which is well inside between 994 and 980. That's right in the middle of a Category 1 hurricane, right there in the morning, 4 a.m. This is 4 a.m. Pacific, mind you. Add 3, that's 7 in the morning for Pennsylvania, New York. Everywhere is going to get hit hard, dude, with a Category 2 hurricane type event. And I had this other thing pulled up with the wind speeds going along with it, and storm surges too. You might see 4 to 5 foot storm surge on the back side of this. So watch out. This storm Even though it's small, it's very compact and it's got a very low pressure and it's packing a punch. You see that dark blue? That's going to be heavy snow on the backside of that. Heavy winds with heavy snow. It's going to be a massive blizzard right there. From the morning all the way through the noon hours, see it hitting like Long Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut. It's just going to, the backside of this, at a 978. Are you, 978. That's inside the threshold of a category 2. You're going to have a category 2 blizzard on the backside of this, pushing water onshore with heavy snow. Look out. Look out, you guys. This is going to knock out power. It's going to make New York City a madhouse. Washington, D.C., all that area. It's gonna do some chaos right there. 988. Drop from category 1 to category 2 right there. Noontime of the February 13th. The nighttime, or no, that's the end of convection there. Nighttime, morning of the 14th. Coming on shore. Noon, convection. Nighttime. Morning of the 15th, still something high now. Noon, convection. Severe weather up here by the end of convection, February 15th. Moisture drawing up. Snow across there. Another low wrapping up there. Morning of the 16th, that low has a comma shape, but it's moving out. Drawing moisture. This tail still drawing moisture up here. See this next low forming? Got cold air, warm air. That's the noontime of the 16th by convection. There's the nighttime. They kiss in the middle of the night, make a pink little baby. By the morning of the 17th, there's going to be icing possibly in between those two air masses. Look at these tight millibars back here. This is going to be weird. Morning of the 17th. Noontime, severe weather breakout here, severe weather coming onshore there. By the end of convection, this might change. We'll see. Hopefully it dies down like that. Nighttime, still around, but not too serious. Morning of the 18th, noontime, you see this building up here, aiming towards California. Look at that. Here we go. By the end of convection, making a land shore on the convection of the 18th. Nighttime, severe weather right at the Malibu point. Going into LA by the morning hours. This has a low of 997. What was that last one? 992. That's coming in. That's coming in at a category 1. Anything lower than 994, and that's 992. Boom, 997. There's the end of convection, February 19th at 999. Actually increasing in pressure. That's good. By the nighttime, severe weather right there along the coast. It's going to be nighttime of the 19th. Still severe in the morning. Wow. Noontime the 20th. Convection the 20th. Nighttime, morning of the 21st. Noontime, convection, nighttime, morning of the 22nd, noontime, convection, nighttime of the 22nd. See this low wrapping up, severe weather possible there. Look at that thing drive and start to organize. That's the morning of the 23rd, 994 there by the noontime, 999 there, 996 there by noon. Still packing a punch at 994, taking severe weather off the shore and whipping it back on there. That's right at the threshold of category 1 right there. Actually dropping to 992. So another category 1, big old mass here. You see this severe weather. If this thing stalls, if it shifts by a couple hours, if it delays by any kind of change, could change this and put it back here on land. This is way out in the future here. You see, we're kind of far out there, but another tight category 1 to watch out for. 989 right there by the end of convection, February 24th. That is a gnarly storm. Nighttime of the 24th. See how it's whipping back up onto the land again? Possible tornadoes making, or waterspouts making landfall, turning into tornadoes. Morning of the 25th. There's the noontime, the end of convection, the nighttime, another rounder west coast. Morning of the 26th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 27th. Lots of snow again here. See this low wrapping up? It has a 993 millibart. That's still low enough to be category 1. It's whipping stuff off the cold air back here. Ice and snow here in Maine. All right, and that's the end of it. So let's go ahead and let that movie play right there. There's a train coming. You guys are on the tracks. You're watching the video of the train coming down the tracks right now. It's kind of the same cliche as what we do here at this channel. And what's kind of funny is the therapist was like, well, if you're not getting anything from me, what about, your audience? I said, you know what? Actually, that's where I do get most of my help from now, is from my audience. So you guys are good therapy for me as well. Yeah, we're good for each other. Storm after storm after storm hitting here. Bombogenesis 2 times, bombing out, creating category 1 type land hurricane, nor'easter type, superstorm type thing, events. All right. And no telling, with the objects coming by, intensifying, inbound energy also intensifying. Hold on for the train wreck. And we showed you the, here, let's open up this again. Oh, there we are. I want the other spiral, please. This one. Here's this train wreck, excuse me, of the cars stacking up. We're going to load this one again here, please. Whoops, there it is. Just real quick, let this load up. I want you to see the stacking up of these CMEs, just like box cars. When the train all of a sudden comes to a halt, all the following box cars get jammed up. Just kind of like these waves are. Hey, there's a train coming. I can see it coming down the tracks. Look out. It's going to collide. Boom. And that's the moment when everything starts to shake and people go, whoa, what happened there? Well, you asked for a good earth-facing CME. That's what happened. Oh, boy. All right, so the train wreck effect coming, okay? Stacking up of energy, all that kinetic energy hitting at the same time on the same day right there. The 13th, right there. Actually, if it gets, there's the morning of the 13th. Let me back out so you can see the 13th right up in the corner there. All that energy stacked up, hitting this storm. The storm is already in this shape before the energy hits. This is what the models are predicting. I don't think they have added such values. I don't think they've even made values yet of inbound energy and how much it would apply. So there's probably no algorithm or anything for said data. But I have a feeling that this is going to bomb out even lower. That's 986 right there. All right. That's category 1. And then by right there is category 2. Right there, 978. Boom. And that's whipping very, very heavy snow back into, look at this, Long Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts. This whole area is just going to have this whiplash of cold, of warm, moist air, severe weather coming around the top, colliding with that cold air and turning instantly to wet, heavy snow. It'll probably shut down New York City. I bet you they get maybe a foot to 2 feet or something like that downtown, and it just snarls everything. It'll probably be a historic storm for that region right there. That might even bring business to a halt. Someone power going out along with this storm. Large hail, possible tornadoes, heavy snow, high winds, just everything. Loss of power. You might even see fires because the dry air on the backside with high winds whipping back through here you'd never know. We've seen that before. These bombogenesis storms really can produce some strange stuff. All right, enough of the forecast. Let's get back over here. Away from the train wreck. Back to our, oh wait, we need to do some work here. Oh, the adjustments. Well, that's pretty good right there, I guess, huh? Ooh. I heard that. Wow. I wish you guys could hear that. We're gonna relive something here again. I guess we got to go back and do this. It's not my favorite one, but I heard what we're doing here, and oh wait. It's gonna be. Let me try something different here. Go over to this, and where did it go? All right, this one right here. Okay, let me pause it real quick. We're going to do the audio just not many times because I'm trying to keep the profanity. This guy cusses in the video. I'm trying to kind of keep that down to a minimum here. All right. Oh, I need the sound too. Yeah, I guess so. Hold on, Lord. Alrighty. Let me just do a test run here. Not too loud.
Oh, holy fucking shit, God.
What is going on with this volume button? Do you guys enjoy volume buttons that when you turn them, you get no response whatsoever? Turn it up, turn it down, it doesn't do anything at all. Isn't that fun?
Shit, guys.
All right. Lord? All right. Really quickly, we're going to go back to the 0.75 speed and catch the He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Most of you have already heard these messages. I just kind of want to go over them again very slowly. It says, Jesus is close. Then the wind whispers the word. Then, with the lightning in the body, at the same time, it says, He is the Christ who's coming quickly. So we'll play that first here and try to capture that better. All right, here we go. Okay. EVP, electromagnetic voice print, captured at the same time of this event. Kind of authenticates it a little bit here. I'm going to turn off the profanity. We're just going to watch now for a second. There are 5 different incidences where the shadow shows up during the lightning. In fact, I need to full frame it for you guys. There we go. All right, and this is a storm that Bombogenesis, we were watching the storm. I was warning everybody, watch out for the storm coming through. And when it passed through, this event happened. Okay, and then there's another message towards the end. We'll play that one a couple of times. Right now, I just want you to kind of see the video that was captured. Got a bunch of noise. All right, there. You see him walking and the lightning striking behind him. He's got a stick in his hand or a cane. Kind of like me. I walk with a cane. Anyways, let's get to the other one. It's coming up here in about 5 seconds here. Yeah, right around now. Oh, right around now. All right. The first image pops up here, then a strike of the lightning, and all of a sudden he's here with his cane touching down, striking lightning. The moment his cane touches the ground and the lightning strikes is the word now. When you back up to when the shadow was right here is the word right. So it says right now. The lightning strikes now, and then you hear the wind blow the words here, here. The combination of now with the word here at the same time says now here, here. Okay? It's not 2 heres, it's now here, here. It's 2 different words. So I'm going to pull the sound off of it. We're going to try to change this a little bit slower to try to capture that. Actually, right there. Let's try this again. Up. Alright, so that was really slow. Let's speed it up just a tad bit to 0.75. Okay. Alright, hopefully, let's try to 0.5. Just one last time, I guess, Lord, right? Jesus in the flesh, right now, here, here. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear that message. It's a real event. All right, right now, here, here. So, a little reminder, Jesus in the flesh, right now here, here, okay? And let's see, maybe we will even, oh, enough of the squealing from the speaker now. All right, let's mute that out. I want that image right with the lightning striking. All right, here, here. Oh, almost. Oh, missed again. It's a little hard. Maybe I'll slow it down just a tad bit so it's a little easier to capture. I want that image, and then we're going to read to that image. So, oops, right there. There we go. All right. Kind of dim it here because the lightning. Whoops. 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 Get out of that part. Oh. Ah. Let's just try to capture it again. There we go. You can see he's got a staff or a cane in his hand, and when it touches down, is the word here or right now. Or actually, that's the word now and here at the same time. So now here, here. Jesus in the flesh, right now, here. All right, there we go. So with that, we'll leave that kind of sitting there while we do our reading. I'm glad you guys are starting to get something out of these readings. I feel a lot of you guys coming around real quick now. In fact, let me just get this better because it's blinding the camera a little bit. All right, not so bad there. Okay, we got our good image there. Real event. There's your Lord and Savior in the flesh right now here. Is this the... Oh, yeah, we got to do this carefully. All right. Let's see this better. Waiting on me means directing your attention to me in hopeful anticipation of what I will do. It entails trusting me with every fiber of your being instead of trying to figure things out for yourself. Waiting on me is the way I designed you to live, all day, every day. I created you to stay conscious of me as you go about your daily duties. I have promised many blessings to those who wait on me, renewal, strength, living above one's circumstances, resurgence of hope, awareness of my continual presence. Waiting on me enables you to glorify me by living in deep dependence and trust on me, ready to do my will. It also helps you to enjoy me. In my presence is fullness of joy. I dropped. Dang it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Is it that one? Oh, cool. Got lucky. All right. Thank you, Lord. All right. Be still in my presence, even though countless tasks clamor for your attention. Nothing is as important as spending time with me. While you wait in my presence, I do my best work within you, transforming you by the renewing of your mind. If you skimp on this time with me, you may plunge headlong into the wrong activities, missing the richness of what I have planned for you. Do not seek me primarily for what I can give you. Remember that I, the giver, am infinitely greater than any gift I might impart to you. Though I delight in blessing my children, I am deeply grieved when my blessings become idols in their hearts. Anything can be an idol if it distracts you from me as your first love. When I am the ultimate desire of your heart, you are safe from the danger of idolatry. As you wait in my presence, enjoy the greatest gift of all, Christ in you and the hope of glory. I repeat this one again. As you wait in my presence, enjoy the greatest gift of all, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Then we got even more. Before you call, I will answer. While you are still speaking, I will hear. I know you sometimes feel as if you're alone and in the dark. You continue praying because it's the right thing to do, but you wonder if your prayers make any difference. When you are feeling this way, it's good to stop and remember who I am, the King of Glory. I transcend time, past, present, and future. All are alike to me. This is why I can answer before you even call out to me. No prayer of yours is ever unheard or unanswered. However, sometimes my answer is no or not yet. Other times your prayers are answered in ways you just cannot see. My wisdom is unsearchable, immeasurable, beyond your understanding. So take time to think about the wonders of my infinite intelligence and delight in my endless love for you. If you persist in this intimate adoration, you will know beyond any doubt that you are never alone. You are mine. What's the other one, Lord, you had? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wait in my presence. There are so many benefits, spiritual, emotional, and physical, to spending time with me. I repeat, there are so many benefits, spiritual, emotional, and physical, to spending time with me. Yet many of my children think this is a luxury they cannot afford. Even though they crave rest and quietness, they continue in their fast paced lifestyle. I want you to arrange your priorities in such a way that you can have some restful times with me. I will refresh your soul and strengthen you for the journey that lies ahead. So be of good courage. Be of good courage. Living in this very broken world requires bravery on your part. I repeat, be of good courage. You need courage because living in this very broken world requires bravery on your part. Since bravery is not the default setting in most human hearts, you will need my help to be strong and courageous. In spite of all the alarming events in the world, you do not have to be terrified or discouraged. Let me repeat, in spite of all the alarming events in the world, you do not have to be terrified or discouraged. Discipline yourself to fix your thoughts on me again and again and again. Find comfort in my promise to be with you wherever you go. Continue your efforts to be courageous and look to me for help. I will strengthen your heart. Then to this one. Okay. All right. You guys, I love you guys. You're my beloved, really. You guys are my beloved. So, beloved, my compassions never fail. They are new every morning. So you can begin each day confidently knowing that my vast reservoir, come here, There we go. Just don't want that to go up. Let me start over again. So you can begin each day confidently, knowing that my vast reservoir of blessings is full to the brim. This knowledge helps you wait for me, entrusting your long unanswered prayers into my care and keeping. I assure you that not one of those petitions has slipped past me unnoticed. I want you to drink deeply from my fountain of limitless love and unfailing compassion. As you wait in my presence, these divine nutrients are freely available to you. Although many of your prayers are not yet answered, you can find hope in my great faithfulness. I keep all of my promises in my perfect way and timing. I have promised to give you peace that can displace the trouble and fear in your heart. If you become weary of waiting, remember that I also wait. Okay? If you're becoming weary of waiting, remember, I'm also waiting too. That I may be gracious to give, that I may be gracious to you and have mercy on you. I hold back till you're ready to receive the things I have lovingly prepared for you. Blessed are all those who wait for me. And the final one. Yeah, that's the final one. Yeah, the closer. Thank you, Lord, the closer. I am training you in patient endurance. This lesson is not for the faint-hearted. However, it is a rich blessing, one aspect of sharing in my kingdom and my suffering. Did you hear that? I am training you in patient endurance. This lesson is not for the faint-hearted. It is a rich blessing, one aspect of sharing in my kingdom and my suffering. Since my kingdom is eternal, it is of infinite value, and I have made it clear that sharing in my sufferings is necessary for sharing in my glory. Moreover, this experience produces real benefits in the here and now, called character. Lord, help them hear this as I repeat this again. I have made it clear that sharing in my sufferings is necessary for sharing in my glory. This experience produces real benefits in the here and now, called character. We are building character. Patient endurance can be deployed only through hardship. So make every effort to welcome the very problem you dread. Bring it into my presence with thanksgiving and acknowledging your willingness to endure it as long as I deem necessary. Ask me to take this dark, ugly thing and transform it into something lovely. I can weave bright golden strands of glory into the most heart-wrenching situation. It may take a long time for the lovely pattern to emerge, but this waiting can build patience. Rejoice, beloved, for I am polishing your character until it shines with the light of my glory. I'm polishing your character until it shines. All right, you guys. I think that might be it for tonight. We got a lot of events going on. Anything breaks off, I'll be posting stuff on the community page. You guys here at this channel, you should be checking out my community page. I post some important stuff over there, sometimes funny, sometimes just interesting angles to look at, different ways of thinking. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff over there, and one of the latest ones I think you'll enjoy. So don't forget to pop over to the community page if you get lonely and you're wanting to hear my voice or something like that. You can always pop over, look up an old video or something. There's some other people out there that I like to watch, and their voice is soothing to me. So I know the experience of having somebody to help soothe your anxieties and anticipations and stuff. All right. And this isn't meant to scare you. This is meant to give you courage and strength and fortitude. You're building a foundation. You're going to be a rock when we're done sculpting your character. There won't be a single flaw. You will be just like him. Okay? We're going to groom you and get you there because what's coming down the pike, that train coming down the tracks, there's a bunch of people that are unaware that they're sitting on the tracks and that there's a train coming and that they need to pay attention because that moment's gonna come when the train hits the car, and I just don't like that look on their face of, oh, dang, it is a train, it is hitting us. That dude was, and they don't have a chance to finish the sentence. All right, you guys, you know what's going on. Get out there and try to help people. Okay, sharing this helps them as well as blesses you, blesses me, glorifies him. It's just a win, win, win. Keep winning all the way around. All right. We take something bad, weave some golden strands into it, and turn it into something good. You ever notice how gold and black kind of contrast each other and highlight each other? So darkness woven with gold makes the gold pop, right? Makes it real shiny and pop. Think of it that way. You guys are the strands of gold. We're shining you up, polishing your character. All right, I think that's about it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. Why does he keep saying he misses us? Why does he keep saying he misses us like he knows us, like he's seen us before and he hasn't seen us in a long time and he misses us? Keeps saying he misses us. Well, I love you. I miss you. God bless you. And until my next show, I will be back. I'm already back. Can't you tell?